our founder, chairman, and CEO, Mr. Michael Dell. Shalom Aleichem. It's wonderful to be back here in Israel. Thank you for joining us. It's always, thank you. This is a powerful place, and Israel always makes a powerful statement on the human spirit, and has been for millennia. Of course, Israel is not just a land that lives in the past, but also a land that builds on it. And today, Israel stands very much at the center of creating the digital future as she has stood at the center of our shared spiritual past. And last night, I had the honor to meet with your Prime Minister and had a wide-ranging discussion. Israel's growth as a startup nation is admired around the world, and it's been a role model for how to support entrepreneurship, create jobs and opportunity and innovation. And at Dell, we are deeply committed to Israel, and there are a few reasons for this. First of all, we want to be here, we want to be a full partner in the incredible innovation that occurs here in Israel. Second, this is a great technology market, and it's growing with a thirst for sophisticated solutions. And we couldn't be here meeting today at a more important moment because everything is about to change. And here's why. You heard some of it in some of the prior sessions. The technology world improves about 10 times every 5 years. And that means in 15 years, you have about 1,000 times improvement. So the technology we have today is 1,000 times better than what we had 15 years ago. So today, if we want to decode the human genome, that takes about 26 hours and costs about $1,000. In 2031, it'll take 94 seconds and cost $1. Now imagine the ability to have personalized medical information for a newborn, every single newborn in the world. And in 15 years, a computer with the processing power greater than a human brain will cost less than $1. Raises some interesting challenges. More than half the cars on the road will be driverless, and thousands of other incredible innovations that we can't even conceive as people combine together all of the great technologies out there. And in fact, a lot of this could happen a lot sooner. And so too, there's a growth in the number of connected nodes. Today you have about 8 billion connected nodes. But by the end of the decade, probably 50 billion, and then go out another 5 or 10 years, several hundred billion. And what's happening, if you think about going from the internet to the internet of everything, the marginal cost of making something intelligent is approaching zero, as the cost of the sensors and the microprocessors and the silicon continues to come down. So the original internet was the devices that we're pretty familiar with, the servers, the PCs, the smartphones, the tablets. Then we have the Internet of Things, a discussion that's been going on here today. Energy and utilities, automobiles, wearables, home automation, and factories. And where it's going is the Internet of everything, to food and agriculture, to pipelines, to healthcare supplies and devices, to apparel, to military, to rail cars and components. And by 2031, the number of devices will be several hundred billion, creating massive new sources of information. And the real challenge is, how do you take that information, especially in real time, apply some analytics to it, and be able to create a better product and a better service and a better world? That's the challenge of our generation, and that's the challenge we're all facing. It's also the opportunity. And we're at the very beginning of this world of the Internet of Everything, and it's kind of been called the next industrial revolution. And that's why we're all here today. Now, together with all of you, we're going to develop the technology that will power our progress. The applications and the smart devices that form the backbone of this digital, connected world will require data center infrastructure to be architected in a fundamentally very different way than it is today. It's going to be cloud native infrastructure, and it'll be operated in a DevOps model. And it's clearly a journey to get from where we are to where we're going. Now, one of the things we're doing at Dell is we're combining with EMC and VMware to create the one best, most trusted, most innovative partner in the world to help you navigate this successful path. To modernize your IT, to make it more agile, more efficient, and easier to manage, and also helping you create your digital future. And Dell and EMC are incredibly complementary, bringing together the best of two highly innovative companies, and they're complementary in terms of technology and capabilities. Together we are leaders in the data center, in servers, in storage, in virtualization, in cloud software, and also PCs in all their forms, whether they're embedded PCs or virtual, physical, workstation, rugged, commercial, gaming, mobile, fixed, etc. No one is more relevant or able to add more value in your IT environment, from the data center to the client. We're also bringing together the leading capabilities for the IT of tomorrow, the Internet of Things, the cloud-native application development and infrastructure, the software-defined data center, the software-defined everything, converged and hyper-converged infrastructure, a hybrid cloud, platform as a service, big data, mobility, and security. So even as we innovate to make your traditional IT increasingly more modern and efficient, we're also best positioned to help you innovate in the next generation of cloud-native architectures and technologies that are key to success in the digital economy. And our combined technologies include the obvious, Dell and EMC, but also VMware and Virtustream and VCE, Pivotal, with Pivotal Cloud Foundry, SecureWorks, RSA, and many more. And all of it is wrapped in the world-class services from EMC's unrivaled consultative expertise to the global power and scale of Dell's Pro Support Plus. And as everything becomes digital, there is another challenge. Everything becomes vulnerable to cyber attack. And at the same time, the sophistication and the frequency of the attacks is increasing. And we have a huge opportunity to bring together great capabilities, from RSA to SecureWorks to the NSX network virtualization technology that VMware is so amazingly innovating, to AirWatch, to SonicWall, to our DDPE encryption platform. An integrated, comprehensive solution across our family of businesses that's all best of breed. In fact, Dell and EMC together become a company that is in a leadership position in 21 Gartner Magic Quadrants. And we can deliver this unprecedented combined portfolio to the broadest possible customer base, from the very largest customers in the world to the very smallest, and everything in between. EMC has an unmatched reputation at the very top tier of architecting solutions in the enterprise. And at Dell, we have an unmatched strength in the mid-market and in small business. And together with our channel partners, we will be able to deliver solutions and extend our reach. Together we can fuel innovation across our combined portfolio and across customer segments. EMC has been very successful in incubating new technologies, many of them starting right here in Israel. Combined with Dell's best-in-class global supply chain, it's a winning combination. The best innovation, the highest quality, and the greatest value for you. And all of this under a privately controlled company structure, where we can invest in our future for the long term, not focused on a 90-day reporting period that so many public companies fall in the trap of. 100% focused on our customers and our partners. It's interesting, the Dell cultures and the EMC cultures are also quite similar. We did a survey across 75,000 people in EMC and Dell, and we asked them to rate and rank 22 different cultural attributes. And what we found was that the top 5 cultural attributes in both companies were exactly the same, and they were ranked in exactly the same order. And the number 1 cultural attribute across both companies was customer focus. Our vision is for a strategically aligned family of businesses with strong independent ecosystems and open architectures. So you, as customers, have choice and also confidence in your investments. But importantly, we'll deliver integrated solutions across those capabilities. The brands and technology of Dell, the EMC information infrastructure business, VMware, Pivotal, SecureWorks, RSA, VirtuStream will collectively be known as Dell Technologies. And our client solutions business will be branded Dell. The PC business is absolutely core to our vision of technology infrastructure and the ability to drive innovation at scale in the Internet of Everything. And above all, it's critically important to our customers and how they get actual real work done. Our combined enterprise business will be named Dell EMC. Both companies stand for something very special, and our combination is bringing together the best of both. And the overall company name will be Dell Technologies. I think it's got kind of a nice ring to it. So I'm all in on this deal and completely committed to the success of our new company. Our customers are very talented team members and our partners as well. We're building a company that can take you to the future, the essential infrastructure company for the next industrial revolution. And together we stand at the intersection of incredible opportunity, a future of infinite possibility. You know, when you step back and you think about our industry, it's kind of amazing what has happened in the last several decades. Global poverty has been cut in half, and information and technology has democratized much of the world and created a global middle class that didn't exist a few decades ago. And the technology innovations that we're a part of will help cure cancer. They will help feed and water the world. They'll create jobs and hope and prosperity and innovation on a global scale. And it's a very exciting time. And I think this stage that we're at, where IT is jumping from its prior mode of just improving and making efficient businesses that have been around for a long time, to now the availability of data and information is fundamentally altering how business and society, public and private, evolve. It's quite an exciting time. So thank you all very much for joining us here for this lovely occasion. And I think I'm going to turn it back over to Shlomo.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Any questions? Now is the time. Thank you. Any of you need the mic, please.
My name is Siggy Klein, I'm a journalist from Israel. I wanted to know if Dell is going to remain focused on the consumer market, not only, or is it Dell going, following steps of IBM and maybe thinking of spin-off or selling the computers, laptops division?
No, we're not, is a simple answer to your question. So, as I said earlier, the PC business, the client business, remains an important business to us. If you look at our revenues, certainly they're dominated by the commercial and business sector. We do have a growing consumer business, and PCs are consumed by individuals. Now, data center infrastructure, that's not so much purchased by individuals, except in rare circumstances. Our belief is that if you were in the client business, the PC business, you're in the consumer business. And the reason is that if we go to our commercial customers and say, hey, we want to sell you PCs, if the people inside those companies don't find those products really attractive, really desirable, and they don't really want those, then we're going to have a hard time. So if you're in the PC business, you're in the consumer business. And in fact, if you look at the number of awards that Dell has won in this last year, it beats any year by far. So an example would be our XPS 13. This is the most award-winning computer in the world, bar none.
I have it.
Well, thank you very much. So there's another point here, which is scale matters. And when you look at the incredible scale that we have, if you go to the data center, what's inside the data center? Well, it's microprocessors, it's memory chips, DRAM, flash, sometimes some spinning disks, although that tends to be more flash. They're actually the same components that are in the client devices, but the client devices dominate the volume. And this is where we see incredible opportunity in terms of our supply chain. I also think if you remember the discussion we've been having today about the Internet of Things and this explosion in the number of nodes, there is, we believe, a very strong connection from the edge and the nodes and the gateways to the data center. And so just at the time when this great explosion is occurring and there's all this intelligence being embedded, we think it's exactly the wrong time to split these businesses up. So we're not shrinking our way to success. We're getting bigger and stronger.
Just if you can say a few comments about Israel. What are your views about Israel in general, as a startup nation? Is a hub for innovation?
Well, one of the things I'm quite excited about is around, sometime later this summer, when we complete the acquisition of EMC and VMware, the Dell team, the Dell Technologies team in Israel will grow to about 1,500 or so. And that is because of the significant operations here of EMC and also VMware. And I had the great pleasure earlier today to be in Herzliya at the EMC site, and I was at the Extreme IO site, spending time with the engineers, the developers, the brilliant teams that are creating innovative products for the world. And the quality of the talent in Israel is well known to me and to our company. And in addition, we have our ventures team, which is making investments across a variety of new companies in Israel, acquiring companies. So we're thrilled to be a bigger part of Startup Nation and have more and more of those folks as part of our team.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Daniel Eramarach. I'm glad you spoke about the connection between Dell and Israel. I'm not sure if you will remember, but in mid-80s, just about a year or two after Dell started, the Israeli company supported Dell by providing you excellent price for the purple lithium backup battery. And you were there with me and negotiated the best price that we could support your success.
Sounds like it could have happened.
Hi, Guy from Wynet. Are we going to see Dell back at the smartphone business anytime?
No.
Thank you.
One thing I should mention is with the acquisition of VMware, we take on a very important asset called AirWatch, which is the leading mobile device management platform in the world and the fastest growing too. So that's our participation. What I also see is, when you get a new smartphone and you take it out of the box, it actually doesn't have anything on it. Everything that you put on your smartphone comes not from another smartphone, but from a server. And all the content you create and you put on your smartphone goes back to a data center. So for every 50 or so smartphones that are put into the world, another server pops up in the data center. And if you think about the evolution from 3G to 4G to 5G, and as we go from 2K to 4K video, from 24 frames to 48 frames to 60 frames to virtual reality to augmented reality, the amount of data that these devices are creating and consuming is tremendous. And so I think there's another notion here that is maybe worth mentioning as it relates to the smartphone. I think there were some folks out there that said, hey, the smartphone's here, we don't need the PC anymore. Okay, well, maybe some people are not using a PC because they have a smartphone. But I think for the most part, what we've seen is people have more than one device. And just because I started out walking and now I have a bicycle doesn't mean I stop walking. If I have a car, maybe sometimes I still walk and have a bicycle. If I get, if there's an airplane, a boat, a train. Computing takes on multiple forms. So if I have a wearable computer, like this Fitbit, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop using my smartphone. Or if I have a computer embedded in my car, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop using some other form. So I think you're going to see a proliferation of large numbers of devices. When we look at how productivity gets done, the PC is still incredibly important. We're in our 14th quarter in a row of gaining share in PCs. And so even as the market may not be growing a whole lot, we're gaining share. And one of the things we see happening in a pretty big way is a big replacement cycle related to Windows 10. As consumers, back to the question earlier, have gotten the experience of Windows 10, we're seeing the same thing that many of us have seen over and over again. Now people inside companies are saying, how come we don't have Windows 10? How come we don't have all these new features and capabilities? And so we're seeing a build-up of a wave of replacements. We'll see exactly when the peak of that is, but we're seeing more and more companies planning fairly big Windows 10 rollouts as you get into the second half of this year and into early next year.
Hi, hello. My name is Amit from Computer C Data, and we just met about 3 weeks ago in Las Vegas.
At EMC World.
At EMC World, yeah. And there's a lot of new technologies and new platforms coming up. And the question is, when are going to going to see a unified portfolio of Dell and EMC, and how it's going to be sold. So it's going to be sold by Dell sales rep or EMC, or is it going to stay the same way it is today, or is any upcoming changes? I don't know.
Sure. So you'll see the unified portfolio on the first day of the combination, which will be later this summer. And we'll be one company. And we won't have Dell and EMC anymore. We'll have Dell EMC. And so we'll have one channel program. Both companies have channel partners. In fact, many of them are the same partners. And we also have, a large sales force that works with the partners and works directly with customers. So customers will have a choice whether they want to work directly with us or with a partner, and we'll serve customers of all sizes, from the governments and the global companies and the large and medium and small. We're about there's about 40 big decisions that need to be made for the integration planning. We've made about 35 of those, and so we're it's not a huge number of weeks left until the combination is effective. You'll see on day one not only all the products from Dell EMC, but you'll see combined innovations, and we'll have probably 10 or 15 completely new products that bring together some combination of Dell, EMC, VMware, Pivotal, RSA, SecureWorks technologies together. And you can probably guess what some of those are based on the way the pieces already fit together today. But we're quite excited about that. And we're getting all the country approvals. We had a very successful bond offering last week. You might have seen the news. A couple of weeks ago, we went to the rating agencies and we shared with them our plans for the company. And all three of the rating agencies rated the company's debt as investment grade. Okay, so you have something kind of unusual here. You have a very large private company that is investment grade. And so we went to offer $16 billion in secured bonds, and the demand for those bonds was $88 billion. So we thought, what else could we buy? No, just kidding. So what we did was we shrank the interest rate down to lower the cost even below the cost we had in our model, and we increased the size to $20 billion to take out $4 billion from something called the term loan B. So we're making very nice progress, and quite excited about the new capabilities we'll be able to bring to our customers. The customer reaction to kind of the three easy pieces, Dell, EMC, VMware, has been very positive. And again, if you think about how the industry is changing, the data center kind of built up in silos. You had the compute silo, the storage silo, the network silo, and for every new problem, somebody came along with another box that you needed to buy to stick in your data center. Well, that's kind of complicated. And then when you went to deploy your applications, well, you had too much of this and not enough of that, and it's too slow. Virtualization comes along, and that helps. And then converged infrastructure, hyperconverged comes along, that helps. All of these are bringing the problem up to the application, user, quality of service, security level. Kind of like what occurs in the public cloud. And so we're closing a lot of the gaps in real or perceived ease of deployment relative to the public cloud option and making the on-premise systems more valuable. So, quite excited about all the capabilities we're bringing together. And then in October of this year, we have an event coming up. We used to call it Dell World, but now it will be Dell EMC World. So we hope you'll join us for that in October in Austin, Texas.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Avi Kalman from Benefit Technologies, and
And my question to you is, what will make your new company, Dell Technologies, different from the competition? And what value will it bring to us, your customers?
You know, I think if you step back and you look at our company, we are bringing together the best-in-class technology in the data center and in the client, really unlike any other company. So I mentioned the 21 Gartner Magic Quadrants. There really isn't any company that is anywhere close. If you look at what's going on in the data center, it's moving to converge and hyperconverge, which means storage and compute and networking are combining with the software-defined data center as the operating system to pull all that together. Again, if you look at the strength of VMware with the strength of EMC and the strength of Dell, you've got the best-of-breed pieces to bring together the data center of the future. At a time when the workloads and the demands from all of this new data that's being created are expanding quite rapidly. At the same time, we haven't forgot about the end user, which remains a very important business to us with our client business. And sure, there are competitors out there, but we feel very well positioned to be able to grow our share. And we think we have an advantaged capital structure. And again, if you look at the last now 14 quarters in a row, we've been gaining share. In the United States, our home market, this last quarter, we gained 2.5 points of share, where HP lost minus 2.4 points during the same 90-day period. So we gained 2.5 points, and HP lost minus 2.4 in the biggest market in the world during a period where we're supposedly unfocused because we're doing a big combination. But the facts tell really a different picture.
Thank you. My name is Benny the Tiger Man from People and Computers. I'm here. To the left, to your left. Thank you. My name is Benny the Tiger Man, People and Computers. Know you for long years, to the days of Comdex.
I see your tiger on your shirt.
That's right, sure. Thank you. My question is, which large information security company are you planning to buy, and will it be an Israeli one?
So if I tell you, you promise you won't tell anyone?
Sure, you can take my word for it. Israeli is a strong word.
Well, I can't tell you. But what I will tell you is that when you bring together, RSA. By the way, when I was in Herzliya, I got some incredible briefings from the EMC team on the work that they're doing here and in Beersheba on cyber. So really fantastic work going on there that is expanding. So RSA, SecureWorks, I mentioned all the assets that we have earlier. It's a combination of organic and inorganic and also alliances and partnerships. But security certainly is a priority area because the challenges are not getting easier, and the number of attacks. In SecureWorks, we see about 160 billion network events per day. And so by seeing more of the attacks out there, we know more about the problem. We have a counter threat unit that is taking apart all of what the bad folks out there are doing. We've identified about 1,100 or 1,200 threat actors, and we know exactly who they're targeting, what their techniques are, what their tools are, who they share their information with, and we can better help protect our clients. But as we rush headlong into this digital future, we have to also think about security.
Sure. Okay, thank you. So we know the name of it.
You'll have to wait and see.